Beatrice, we're starting at 7 a.m. sharp tomorrow.
Okay, Victoria, I'll be there. I was just wondering, how long is this wife training going to continue?
Excuse me, I hope that's not a complaint. I'm doing you a favor.
I understand, and I appreciate it, but you're not even there most of the time. This isn't exactly what I had in mind when you told me you wanted to teach me how to be a good wife.
The audacity! You need to learn, Beatrice. I mean, look at you. You don't have any of the skills a young woman should have before being married. I understand you lost your parents when you were young, but I can't have my son's wife not know how to keep a home properly.
I'm learning a lot, thank you. It's just that the wedding is coming up soon, so I'd like some time to prepare for that as well. Maybe I could have the weekends off for myself, if you don't mind.
So, you're going to oppose my wishes. You know that if I don't accept you as Albert's wife, this marriage isn't happening.
But I mean, we're already married. We turned in the marriage certificate almost a year ago. We just haven't had the ceremony yet because of COVID.
Don't talk back to me. Your marriage certificate means nothing. One word from me and you're divorced. You don't want to divorce Albert, do you?
No, I don't want to divorce Albert. That's why I've been going to your house every morning.
Of course you don't want a divorce. Albert has a great job. He's handsome and comes from a good family. He's a catch, isn't he?
Sure, but that's not why I married him. I love him, Victoria.
Well, that's not enough. You're not good enough for him yet. He needs a capable wife, one we can introduce in our social circle without embarrassment. I'm doing you a favor, teaching you how to run a household. You need to appreciate that and do your absolute best to learn what you're lacking. You know what'll happen if you don't do what I say, don't you? Divorce? Divorce! That's right. You still need to earn the right to be Albert's wife. So stop complaining and focus.
Yes, ma'am.
Beatrice, I can't just let any woman marry my son. Albert's my pride and joy. You're lucky I decided to take you under my wing and teach you basic etiquette and homemaking. In my days, an orphan girl like you would never have a chance with a man like Albert.
I understand, Victoria. Thank you for teaching me.
Good. I haven't accepted you as Albert's wife yet, so I will not tolerate any insubordination. You will learn the ways of our family, and that's that. I don't want to hear any more negativity from you. Be here at 7 a.m. tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am. Hey, Albert, sorry to bother you at work. Do you mind? I want to talk to you a bit about your mother.
What's going on, Beatrice? Did she say something mean to you again?
Kind of. She says if I can't win her approval, she'll force us to get a divorce. She basically threatened me to come clean her house or else.
I'm sorry, Beatrice. Don't worry about what Mother says. She's always been like this. It's just how she is, you know? Don't let it get to you.
Of course it's going to get to me, Albert. I mean, when will it end? She's calling me over to her house every day, calling it wife training or whatever, but it's ridiculous. I really want to have a good relationship with your mother, so I've been trying really hard to act the way she wants.
I know, honey.
But the wedding is coming up, and I have no time to prepare for it.
I'm sorry, that's my fault too. I've been really busy at work lately. I'm sorry I'm leaving you to handle everything.
That's fine. I don't mind preparing for the wedding. I just don't think Victoria's wife training is very useful. She calls me over and tells me what needs to be done around the house. Then most of the time she leaves and I'm left alone with your grandmother. To be honest, it kind of feels like she considers me as more of a maid or caretaker for her mother, not a daughter-in-law.
You're taking care of Nana. I didn't know she was making you do all that. All right, we can make a few changes and put some distance between my family and you. This is way too much.
What? Are you sure?
Of course. Mother's asking too much of you, Beatrice. I know what she's like. You must be exhausted from dealing with her every day. She's a demanding woman.
Yeah, a little.
Can you just tough it out until the wedding, though? Can you do that for us? We've already set the date, got the venue, and everything is going according to plan. I just want everything to go smoothly for a special day. We don't want my mother causing trouble at the wedding, and you know if she feels offended in any way, she'll make it known.
That's true. It's okay, Albert, I can handle it. Having a time limit really helps.
I guess the best thing to do would just be to cut ties with her completely. But you see how my mother is. She's not going to take rejection very well. She's going to do everything in her power to make our lives miserable.
I can imagine. But wouldn't it be the same after the wedding? She's not going to be happy about us distancing ourselves from her after the wedding either.
Right, but what if we were physically far away, like overseas? Then there's not much she can do about it.
Wait, what are you talking about?
I was offered a promotion. My company wants me to head the office in Dusseldorf.
That's in Germany, right?
Yeah, even Mother isn't going to chase us across the pond, I think.
That's true. That sounds like it will work. All right, I'm going to be the obedient daughter-in-law until the wedding.
Thanks, Beatrice, you're amazing. I'll try talking to Mother, see if she'll lighten up a bit, but I doubt she'll listen to me.
It's still nice you'll talk to her on my behalf, thank you. By the way, what time are you getting home tonight?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to stay at a motel downtown again. This overtime is killing me.
Albert, I'm worried about you. You're overworking yourself.
I know. Things will calm down a bit once things get settled at work.
I don't want to complain, but we're newlyweds, you know? I miss my hubby.
I miss you too, honey. I promise I'll come back for the weekend.
Yeah? I'll make all your favorite foods.
Good morning, Beatrice. What a lovely sunny day we have today. It's perfect for a wedding.
Good morning, Victoria. It is gorgeous outside, and the temperature is perfect too.
You're getting ready now?
Yes, I'm getting my hair and makeup done right now. Are you already done getting ready for the wedding?
Of course I'm ready. I don't need to kick on my makeup like you.
Right.
I suppose you're feeling pretty happy right now. Is it the best day of your life?
Yes, I guess you could say that. Victoria, is there something you want to talk to me about?
Oh, I don't know. I just felt sorry for you. You must be obtuse.
Victoria, I don't know what you mean.
You haven't noticed, right? You don't know what's going on right in front of you.
What's happening? I don't understand.
You think you're the star of the show today, that everybody is celebrating you being Albert's one and only. But you're not. You're actually his number 2. He already has a true love. Did you actually believe that Albert loves you? You're so naive.
I'm sorry, what are you saying exactly?
Let me ask you this. How often does Albert come home to you since you've been living together? Hasn't he stayed elsewhere most of the time?
Well, yes, but that's normal. Albert's very busy at work.
And you don't find that suspicious? You don't find it strange he doesn't come home to his wife?
No, not really. Albert was a busy man when I met him. This is nothing new.
So, you don't believe me?
No, I don't think Albert is cheating on me.
Well, then why don't you check out this Instagram account while you're getting ready? I think you'll find it very interesting. Think of this as your wedding gift from me. Beatrice, where are you? What do you think you're doing? Everybody's waiting. Just come back to the wedding hall immediately. You're embarrassing us. Albert doesn't know what to do. What are you doing?
No, I'm not going back. I don't want anything to do with either of you.
Don't be ridiculous. So you're just gonna run away? What are you gonna do about the wedding? It's today, Beatrice.
I don't care. Do you really expect me to marry Albert after what you told me? You're the one that told me Albert's cheating on me. You even sent me proof. It's my wedding day, Victoria. What were you thinking, sending me something like that?
Who cares if Albert has someone else? You're the one he's marrying. Besides, remember what I told you before. If you disobey me, I'll make the two of you get a divorce. What are you gonna do if Albert divorces you? You've got nothing. Nowhere to turn to. No family, no place to live.
I can take care of myself. Thank you. That's not a problem. Goodbye.
Beatrice, this is ridiculous. Enough's enough. Where are you? What's going on? What do you want? Answer me. You ruined a perfectly fine wedding and ran away. What is wrong with you?
What's wrong with you, Albert?
You finally replied to my messages and you're gonna blame me for this? It's my fault?
Not just you, it's your mother's fault too.
I didn't think you were such an irresponsible and inconsiderate person. Do you know what kind of embarrassment you caused me? I'm so disappointed in you, Beatrice. You really screwed up. All my friends and family saw me get left at the altar. I looked like a fool, and you wasted the time of every single person who attended our wedding.
I know that. I didn't want to cause problems for our guests, but there was no way I could go through with a wedding where the groom is cheating on me. How could I smile in my wedding dress knowing you have someone else?
Cheating? What are you talking about?
What, your mother hasn't told you?
Huh? Beatrice, where are you getting this from?
I told you, your mother. She's the one that told me about your affair. She even sent me proof. I looked at every post in that Instagram account. I know all about your affair. Anne, is it? Your lover's name?
Oh, I can't believe her. What was she thinking?
Oh, I see. So she spilled the beans without you knowing. She sent me a message asking me not to tell you what she told me. As if...
No, Beatrice, it's not true. They're just lies Mother made up. It's just another one of her mind games. She's been bullying you ever since I introduced you to her. You're really going to believe her over me?
I don't believe her over you. I believe my own eyes. I saw Anne's Instagram pictures. That's what convinced me. You've been with Anne longer than you've been with me. I don't get it. Why did you ask me to marry you?
It's a misunderstanding, Beatrice. Please, don't be fooled by my mother's tricks.
A misunderstanding? Really? Do you think I'm stupid or something? You both look so happy in those pictures. You take her on a lot of dates, I see. And all the posts were from days that you didn't come home. I checked.
Pictures can be photoshopped. The internet is full of lies, you know that. I thought you trusted me more than this.
You still won't admit it. What if I showed you proof of what you've been up to for the last few days? Would you admit it then? You know, I didn't just stay in bed crying with a bucket of ice cream after I left.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I hired a detective to get to the bottom of things. He's been very insightful.
A detective? You got a detective. Where would you get that kind of money? They're not cheap.
I have savings. It's not that much, but it was enough to hire a detective. You know, I grew up basically on my own. I didn't have anyone to turn to for help, so I've always been careful about money.
But you always dress really casual, like you're broke. I've never seen you with any brand name accessories.
That's just because I don't care for those things. I always thought overpaying for clothes was kind of stupid. I've saved up bit by bit since I was in high school. I have enough to take care of myself.
Right, but it's not that much, is it? I mean, you'd be much more financially stable if you married me. You know, if you apologize and say you want to start over, I'll forgive you.
I see now you never loved me. You really think I'd crawl back to you after all this? You've got to be kidding. I want a divorce. No, we're getting a divorce. I'm done with you.
Beatrice, come on, try to be reasonable.
No, Albert. Don't talk to me like I'm the crazy one here. What were you thinking? Why would you marry me if you have a girlfriend? Why didn't you marry Anne?
That's complicated.
Whatever, it doesn't matter, I guess. We're getting a divorce anyway.
No, wait. I'll tell you everything, so please hear me out.
Okay, so what the hell is going on?
I love Anne.
I know, Albert.
She's honestly the best thing in my life. I'd love to marry her. I still hope to one day.
Then why did you marry me? It makes no sense.
You know how my mother is. I can't marry Anne and have her suffer at the hands of my mother. Anne's a sweet, sensitive soul. She wouldn't be able to handle it.
So, you married me to deal with your mother?
She'd been nagging me every single day to get married to someone who can take care of Nana.
So I'm just a caretaker to you?
Not exactly. I mean, you're tough. The way you grew up, I knew you'd be perfect. You can handle my mother. You've worked as a caretaker for years, so you're used to handling dirty and unpleasant jobs. Not to mention you know how to care for the elderly.
You could have just hired me. Why did you need me to marry you?
I told you because of Mother. She had her mind set on me marrying someone. I was going crazy having her pestering me every day. This was the only way I could protect Anne.
I'm basically just a sacrifice to protect you and Anne then. What do you think I am? Just a buffer to buy you time until you can marry your true love?
I'm sorry, I need to protect Anne from Mother. When the move to Dusseldorf is finalized, I was going to ask you to divorce me. I can finally marry Anne. Of course I plan on giving you a generous financial compensation for your troubles.
How kind of you!
You have no idea what it's like to live with a mother like that. She's controlled every aspect of my life all my life. It's agonizing being her son.
I feel for you. I wouldn't want Victoria as my mother, but that's not my problem.
It's been hell living under her thumb all these years. I try to keep my relationship with Anne a secret, but she found out about that somehow too.
Again, I'm not interested. I want that divorce ASAP. I don't want anything to do with you or your crazy mother.
All right. There's just one thing I want you to do for me. Please, it's important.
What? I don't owe you any favors.
Please don't tell Anne about us. She doesn't know anything. She has no idea I got married.
Yeah, she seemed really surprised.
What? You told her?
Why wouldn't I? It turns out she's just as much a victim as I was. She was crushed, Albert. She told me no wonder you never introduced her to your friends or any of your co-workers. She was crying.
Anne, no. Why would you tell her? What's the point?
You thought you were going to just use me and move on to be with your true love? Life doesn't always go exactly the way you want it to, though, does it?
You didn't have to ruin my relationship with Anne. That's so selfish.
Selfish? You married me as a human sacrifice to your mother to protect your precious girlfriend. You expected me to be a caregiver for your grandmother? And you want to talk about selfish?
I told you I was planning to compensate you for all of that. I just want my life to be in control for a change. We'll get divorced, Anne and I will move to Dusseldorf.
Anne just told me she's never going to see you again. You can move to Dusseldorf by yourself, Albert.
No, this can't be happening. Tell me this isn't happening.
That's how I felt when Victoria told me you were cheating on me. Didn't want to believe it. Whatever issues you have with your mother, you two are very similar. You both control and use people around you for your own needs.
Beatrice, what have you done? How are you going to fix this? You promised not to tell Albert that I told you about his little girlfriend. How could you?
I never promised anything. You just told me not to tell him.
He hit me, Beatrice. He went completely berserk and trashed the house. There's glass everywhere. He's never gone against me his entire life. And now he's saying he wants to cut family ties with me. He says he hates me.
Good for him. He finally stood up for himself.
What are you talking about? He's not a violent person, Beatrice. You did this. You made him lose his mind. You need to take responsibility for this. You broke him, you fix him.
Me? I don't see how I'm responsible for your son's actions. He's an adult.
You're his wife, Beatrice. Act like it. You should be by your husband, not off hiding somewhere.
Oh, I'm not his wife. We're getting a divorce.
I'm telling you to cut it out with the divorce talk and come back here and take care of your wifely duties.
Huh? Victoria, you're not listening. I'm not going to be his wife anymore. You're going to have to find someone else to bully. What do you expect me to do anyway?
Apologize to your husband, forget about everything, and be a good wife to him. That's what it means to be a married woman.
Why do you even want me to stay with Albert? You've hated me since you met me.
Fine, I'll be nice, all right? If you come back, I'll accept you as Albert's wife. How does that sound?
Thanks, but no thanks, I'm good.
Be smart, Beatrice. My son is a catch. Do you really think you could do better?
I guess we don't think alike, because I don't see a cheater as a good catch. If you didn't want me to back out of the wedding, why did you tell me about Albert's true love to begin with?
That was just, I just thought that I should tell you. I never thought you would actually leave him for it.
What, you thought I would just smile and walk down the aisle knowing that my husband is in love with someone else?
Yes, you have no family, no one to take care of you. I really didn't think you'd leave. I mean, where would you go?
It sounds like you were hoping to make me cry on the altar. That's the kind of person you are. You wanted me to be devastated and yet trapped because you thought I need Albert. But I've taken care of myself since high school. I don't need to rely on a man to take care of me. I'm getting divorced from Albert and that's final. I don't think we have anything else to discuss, Victoria.
Then, at least tell me how to calm down Albert. I've never seen him like this. You need to help me.
I don't think I need to do anything for you. Besides, what do I know about Albert? He's lied to me since day one.
Beatrice, do something!
It's not my problem anymore. I'm sure you can work things out with your son. He's your pride and joy, after all. You must be so happy he takes after you. You're both self-centered users. I hope you're very happy together. The divorce went smoothly, and I got a substantial divorce settlement. Albert didn't seem too concerned about what was going on. He just sat there, staring off into space while his lawyer talked. Albert's ex-girlfriend Anne completely blocked him and refused to talk to him. She's since moved across the country and told me she never intends on seeing him again. Since she didn't know anything about Albert's double life either, I consider herself just as much a victim as I am. The poor woman trusted Albert just like I did. In what world does it make sense to marry someone else because you care so deeply for your girlfriend? I don't think I'll ever truly understand Albert's thought process. Since the divorce, Albert has been taking out his pent-up frustration at home, flying into violent fits and raising his hand against his mother. He stopped taking care of himself and stopped going to work. He's gonna get fired if he keeps it up. His lawyer told me he thinks Albert's seriously depressed. To be honest, I think he could have avoided all of this by cutting ties with his mother like he mentioned, instead of marrying someone he didn't even love. I guess he couldn't bring himself to stand up to his mother after years of micromanaging and control over his life. Even knowing that, though, I don't feel any sympathy for Albert. The years of rage and hate Albert was keeping down are now manifesting in violent outbursts against Victoria. But as far as I'm concerned, she can deal with the monster she created. I was quite shocked at all the horrible things that I dealt with, and for a while I was feeling pretty down. But I managed to get back on track. My boss from my last job heard I'd gotten divorced and asked me to come back to work for her. I'm at my old job, working and enjoying my free time like before. I'm gonna focus on myself for a while. I'm obviously not a good judge of character when it comes to men, but they say time heals all wounds. I'll stay positive and find my happiness with time.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.